Come on. You didn't pay for that, did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh.
It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, it's the big detecting show.
He may be rubbish at jokes, but Adrian joins the team as one of the most experienced field testers in the world.
It's Thursday.
God,
It's 8 o'clock.
Hello.
Dave isn't here. Donna's here.
Hello.
And it's the big detecting show.
Big detecting show.
I can't take them off. I can't see a bloody thing.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We've got a lot of people watching already. thoughts go out to Dave, who is in hospital. No, he's out of
He's
hospital.
at home.
He's had his operation. Those who are worried about him, I will share a picture of him so that you're not all worried. He will be on the show again soon. So let me just share a screen so you can see he's had his operation. He's all well. He's doing okay.
He looks like a girl there.
Well, he's had his beard shaved off, and I don't know what's happened to his eye.
He's had his head knitted by the look of it.
Yeah, he's got a donut wall behind him and some cakes, and it looks like he's on a ship. So,
what he had to eat. He was in a private hospital. When he came out of his op, he had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and then they asked him if he wanted a snack, and they brought him a bowl of soup and a double stack of club sandwiches. How about that?
Well,
not even in a packet. They even looked like they were actually handmade sandwiches.
He's okay. We wish him the best. I think he's watching, even though it's off his face on morphine or something, but he'll be back soon. So I hope you're okay, mate.
There's
Miss you
loads
loads.
of hellos in the chat. Can we say some hellos? We've got Carl Ellis, Stephen Brame, John Clayton, Philip Wills. Andrew T said it's been snowing and a blizzard yesterday, I think. Philip Wills.
In Canada, yeah.
Yeah, in Canada. Who else have we got? We've got Matt Kent in, I think. Hi, Matt. Have you seen Matt's new YouTube channel? I sent you a clip. Look up Matt Kent, everyone, on YouTube. Hi, Jacqueline Walker. Philip Wills. Who else haven't we said hello to? We've got Michael.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Michael Jarvis. Oh, pay attention tonight, Michael Jarvis. You may be more interested than you think in tonight's show.
Matt Kemp, please don't. I think we should get Matt's YouTube channel up.
We need to get Matt on the show. We've got David Seymour in, Charlie Dreamer, Nick Berriart.
Oh, hi, Paul Tongue. Hope you're okay.
Jim Painting in The Big Detective.
Painting. Jim Painting.
I'm at the top now.
So,
Derek.
We got Eagle Eye DJ. That's blocking.
Hello, James, darling. And Atwell Wayne is here. He said, thought it was a gallstone and not a lobotomy.
Well, he had a brain transplant. No, because it's private, he had a brain transplant. So, but anyway, we're here tonight to talk about metal detecting, and we got a cracking guest on tonight, Luke, who is a lovely guy. Met him in the flesh and bought stuff off him out of my own pocket. He's a really good chap, and he'll be on shortly. Can you hear music? Can anyone hear music in the background?
We've got your music's back again. Philip
I don't know.
said, I'm going to the Wokest climbing competition tomorrow. You don't win by being the best climber. You just have to guess the correct grade of the climbs. Okay.
Oh, I don't know how to stop the music.
Anthony Lester. Hello, Anthony Lester.
Dave, how do I stop the music?
I don't know. See, Adrian's been to the pub. If anyone has joined us for the first time tonight, I do apologise for the chaos. Our boss, he's watching this, by the way. He'll think he's hallucinating. Has just had a serious operation. Adrian's been to the brewery and lost.
Because I'm worried. Oh, I know how to stop the music.
And I've spent 5 hours cleaning out a pond this afternoon, which was grand.
Well, I've got very high colour because I went detecting last. It's still red. Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the full sun, and also went to Felixstowe on the beach on Tuesday, or as I say in Essex.
Felixstowe's quite nice now. My grandparents.
Yeah, it is.
My grandparents used to have those really posh houses at Felixstowe where you walk up the streets. I used to live in one of those. I took
my detector. Well, I've got the Equinox 700 at the moment, trying that out on the beach. And yeah, it's interesting because everyone jumps for the 900, but 700 is a good little machine.
You don't get a lot of bonuses. It's a little bit like the difference between the 600 and the 800. When you look at what you really get, it's you've got to want a lot more out of it.
But I went on. I don't know if I told you this, Donna. I went on the beach and I thought, oh my god, tide's coming in. Shingle, bit of sand, shingle, and then bit of sand, shingle. Tide's coming in, and it had gone over the sand. It was on the shingle, and I looked. I thought, oh, I won't go there. I'll go on the next beach, which is massive sand. Got there, and this Gator 4-wheel drive thing turned up with a flag on the back. Thought, here we go. You got a license? I was like, I don't need one. And it's a nature preserve from the 1st of April, which is when I was on there, to the 1st of September. So I got shoved off. So I was only on there for like 30 minutes. But never mind. But anyway, let's go through the news, shall we?
Matt said I'm getting mixed up with Southwold. No, my grandparents, Matt, used to live at Felixstowe, and it was really kind of nice back in the day, and it went really downhill, and they've tidied it up a lot. They have tidied it up a lot.
Really good. Napoleonic. There's Napoleonic sea defences there still in place, and it's a really good museum. So highly recommend
museum.
it.
Good answer.
No, it was shut. I went there and it was shut. But
right, metal detecting. We have got a guest. We'll bring him on in a bit. We gave a shout out to Matt Kent's YouTube channel. I've got news. I also wanted to talk about this. Look at this. Look at the size of that.
Oh, Donna, I don't know how to get it. This is where I go wrong.
Dancing again, mate.
Why? Hang on. No.
Look at that. So I've been detecting this week on horse pasture. And this is a really good way of getting a permission on pasture land. So you've got horses worth 10,000 plus quids, and you've got that in the ground. Just saying. And the other thing I wanted to say is people have started going on about aluminium cans being green waste. I've got a problem with that. Green waste is more, I'm pulling it apart now. It's more like this kind of stuff. So it's shriveled up, burnt bits of aluminium, bits of plasticky circuit board, little tiny, I'm going to drop this, can you see that? Little tiny connectors. It's kind of electronic stuff. You get squashed batteries and things like that. If you're getting aluminium cans, it is literally just people had a party on the site and it's been shredded somehow. It's not what you'd call green waste. Actually, I think my camera isn't plugged in, Hang on.
No, I don't think it is. She's paused. One of the biggest bugbears I find detecting in the last 3 or 4 years is everyone who's got a cat, I haven't got a cat, buys these pouches of cat food, and they're like thin aluminium foil. Yeah. So I can be in a field 2 miles, a mile and a half. Great signal. Oh, that's not a tin can because that's not quite as heavy. It's quite a large object. Could be a fibula. And I dig down probably 3 or 4 inches, and these pesky varmint foxes are pulling these sachets out of bin liners because we don't have.
It's funny, isn't it?
And they're like an aluminium sachet, and they're scrumpled up, and the foxes are pulling them out and licking the cat food, chickens, chasseur or whatever it is in there, and then it's getting ploughed in. And that, to me, it's a bit like a balloon. like the helium balloons. But yeah, I'm finding a lot of cat food pouches, and my mate James, who was in the chat but I blocked him for a bit,
No,
he's
he's
probably
back as
there.
James.
Oh, is he? Oh God.
Yeah.
It's coming as a different name. But yeah, that's one of the things that triggers me. So we've got that. You got something else, Donna?
I have got loads. So we have got a couple of light bits of news. One, we're going to ask XP, where is the HF coil for the Deus 2? That should have been coming. Haven't heard anything about it yet. There's also 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
There's I don't know. Will it fit? Will it go on my master?
Yes, it'll work on the master. Yes, it'll work on the master.
I don't know. Do you know what? This is why I've got this hat on. My master smashed it this week. I went on a pasture that I found a Tilby penny on back in the day with my Gold Max. I've been over it with the Golden Mask. I've been over it with Nox 800 and nothing. I've had everything off it. So this is a small pasture enclosed. And because I got the Tilby penny off it and another short cross, I always, push. If I get another detector, I'll go over it just to see if there's anything else, because it was like a purse spill. I took the master on it this week. Oh my God. I got strap ends. I got a really nice
strap what?
A strap end.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Really nice, and I'll show it you when you've got a picture of it, but when it's cleaned up, hopefully it'll be nice. It's a annular turret brooch, so 14th century annular turret brooch. And for the first time since, I've been doing that since about 2016-17, I got the catch plate off a Roman fibula, a big Roman fibula. Never found a fibula on there at all. And it was so deep, it's got concretion off it from the chalk. So, I mean, that was, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the depth that I was getting and what it was picking up. It was busy.
And we're not sponsored by XP. That'd be lovely if we were. But you paid for your XP master.
I did not even ask for a discount.
And I will just say something tonight. I will also say this weekend, just share the screen, the London Museum have got Secrets of the Thames as of the 4th of April to the 1st of March, £16.
No,
you can book now.
1st of May, shouldn't it be? 4th of April till 1st of May?
Oh dear, they've messed up there, haven't they?
They have messed up.
Oh no, 2026.
Oh,
so
right.
for a year. And for Dave, they've got wheelchair access, but you can. So if you go to Google London Museum, Secret of the Thames, basically you can go mudlarking there, and all the people are there
because
as well.
they've got a new museum, haven't they? But has anyone been to the museum?
Someone I was talking to tonight down the pub, a brewery, is going, and he's looking really, really well.
I don't think the new museum's going to be open for about another year. But the collection...
No, that's right.
The collection...
James Barnes, I heard the HF cot operates at such high frequencies it could detect modified magnetic coils.
Soils. That could be interesting. That could be interesting.
Jim Painting, I was looking forward to the XP Carl. No worries, as a sold by Deus 2. That's because Jim's got a Versa and really interesting. Anyway, we've been waffling on for 20 minutes, and bless him. In the background, if he's ready, in the green room, I'm just seeing he's just got out of the limousine. The producer's walking him through.
Red carpet.
He's just had a can of beer. We got Luke. Hi, Luke.
Hello, Luke. Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, sorry. We're waffling on and rapping on.
You look like you're sitting in a museum. You got some cool stuff behind you there. I've got a chaos behind me.
There's a few nice
Yeah.
things in there. Not as much as most people, but some.
So, Luke, I know you very well. Well, not very well, but you're a nice guy, and I've bought things off you, haven't I? I've actually paid money for you for things. You've got an eBay shop, haven't you?
I have some things on eBay, yeah.
Yeah, and you got some innovative products. So, just briefly, not dropping you in the deep end, why are you doing what you're doing, and how did you get involved in the hobby?
The hobby, metal detecting. So I started that when my great uncle was very sort of outdoorsy, did lots of sort of air rifle shooting, and one thing he did was archery. And that's how I first really got close to my uncle. So we'd started archery, a lot of field archery. And he did metal detecting, which I didn't start off an interest with. But as time went on and we got closer, I got into metal detecting with my dad at the same time. And he bought my dad a metal detector, which was the Garrett. And we went out to a dig, myself and my dad, very first dig, just to see what it was like. And I can remember it now as a Go Detecting Midlands dig. Never been on one before. And I found a horseshoe as my first signal. And I was blown away, even though it's like absolutely nothing for me now. But, you know, at the time, it was that not knowing what's there and really wanting to find the interesting stuff and learn a bit about the history. And since then, I've just sort of gone with it. And you just can't seem to get enough of it, can you? Just waiting for the weekend to go out and try and find something else.
So do you get out most weekends then, Luke?
Yeah, I aim to get out at least one of the days of the weekend. Yeah, that's the aim.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you've got a day job then as well as your product.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I'm a paramedic by day.
Amazing.
Oh, so's my daughter.
Really?
Yeah, east of England. Yeah, blimey, you need something to release all the stress you have in the week.
Yes, you do. And it is a good release. It gets you out, doesn't it? It's outside, it's outdoorsy, fresh air, or rain, or snow.
Bless you. Yeah.
I do think, I mean, I'd say that. I know you've talked about your daughter and she doesn't detect, but she obviously...
She does. She has. Yeah.
But Luke, I went through a pretty bad patch after we had a motorcycle accident, and I think if I hadn't have had detecting to be able to go outside to aid my physical recovery, but the mental health aspect of it is amazing. I think it's because you're focused completely on what you're doing and listening
switch
to
off
in the zone, and you're not thinking about anything else. I mean, I'm not thinking about what I'm going to cook Sir Stuart for dinner, or I'm thinking like what's going on in here. Totally zoned out.
Yeah, you do. You get into your own bubble, don't you? And just you can walk for hours and hours. And
so have you got some nice permissions then, Luke?
I've got a couple. I haven't really got too many. A lot of the digs I go on weekends are usually the group digs because I do enjoy the social aspect of the hobby as well. I like getting out with people and talking and seeing their finds as well. You know, you can go on these digs on a weekend and you might find nothing, but a handful of people have found some really interesting stuff, and that's just as interesting to me as finding it myself. So
it's a good way of learning as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what is your what are your favoured group digs that you go on then?
I do a lot around me. So Crusade with a Spade, Can You Dig It, Go Detecting Midlands, Casey rallies around here as well. Let's Go Digging. So there's a lot of different groups around me at the moment. I do tend to travel a little bit to get around to some to them all, really.
Have you got your own permissions, though, Luke?
I've got a couple, yeah. I try to save them for the weekends that I can't find a group dig that I like to go on, or just days in the week. You know, if you might get a couple hours in the evening, you can just pop out on those. So I try to save them for those days, really.
So what made you say or think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a website, and if you don't mind, I'll share your website now on the screen, if I know what the hell I'm doing. So we got Swing and Dig Detectorist. Where did that come from? You're not a swinger.
Really. No, I really don't know. I was trying to think of it at the time, the way I started. So I had, most people get, the real plastic coin pod things that are difficult to open and close. And I was getting real frustrated. I actually ended up squeezing it just to get the lid off. And at the time, I had a 3D printer that was only a cheap one, but it was a hobby. And I designed and made my own pod coin case that I described on there. And people saw it and they were like, "Oh, that's really cool. I'd like one." And at the time, it was a hobby, so I was like, "Yeah, no worries, I'll make you one." And after about 30 or 40 of them, I was like, "I'm starting to lose quite a bit of money here, just giving these out." So, and people were interested from them from all over. So that's what got me started. Really, I thought I'll make a little website. And at the time, I was like, "I'm going to need a name." And I was trying to think of a name. I was just thought, what do I do? Well, I swing my detector and then I dig a hole, and that's how it came about.
You got a 3D printer and the CAD software to do all this. I'm just going through. You've got what's that? Artifacts pedestals, Roman displays. What do you base your designs on? Requests or purely what you feel people need in the hobby?
Some of them are requests. A lot of the main things I was doing with the coin cases, so all the different pods and designs there, that was how I mainly started. I've got a Deus 2 myself, so I've made a lot of accessories for that because I have it and it was easy. And when you use something, you start to realize how you can improve these things as well and what I would like on my detector. So that sort of came out from that. But then other ones have been requests. So people have got the Manticore and they've been asking for certain things like bumpers and ways that they can sort of personalize it in a way, spruce it up a little bit, make it their own. So I've designed and made a few things for the Manticore and stuff as well. So some of it has been just me doing the hobby and realizing things that I'd like to have, and some has been requests as well.
I must admit, I really like this custom cleaning cloth. So how on earth do you print on that?
So that's not a print on those. So I started off, I made my own cloths for my mum and dad have got a embroidery machine. So I was just like, embroider my logo on these for me, would you? So I just give them a job and they embroidered my logo on it. And it's not an easy or quick thing. So over time they were busy and they didn't manage to do it very often. So I've got a laser etcher, which I make things with. And I was like, I wonder what it'd be like to laser a cloth. So put it on the laser and it's actually just laser etched onto the cloth.
That's really clever. So do you spend a lot of time doing this thing? Because you're obviously manufacturing these yourself.
Yeah, it can take up a lot of time. So at the moment I'm doing a full-time job and I'll get home from work, have something to eat, see my family, and then I'm usually sat in here sorting orders out, packaging, getting them sent out to people. I don't like people waiting too long, so I try and do it as much as I can. But it can get difficult when there's a lot of orders that come in at the same time.
So you haven't thought about, have you thought about upscaling it at all or kind of farming out some manufacturing?
I've got 3, you've probably seen this side of me. There's 3 printers in a line here and the laser, which is this red thing behind me. So at the moment, they're pretty much running non-stop and I probably could get another printer. Space is a bit of an issue. And on top of that, if I have another printer, then it means I can then accept more orders and it takes up a lot of time already. So I'm sort of in that delicate balance of what do I want more? Do I want it to take up more of my time? Or do I need to focus more on the hobby and my family and friends and stuff? So at the moment, I'm comfortable where I'm at. Yeah. At the moment. But I don't think it'll be long before I end up getting another printer and making it 4 or 5.
Look, is there a way in that you can actually farm some of that out? So you're not having to do the manufacturing, you're actually managing other people doing the manufacturing.
You can, but with 3D printing, it can be. You have to get the right settings. You have to get the right materials. And if I give that to someone else, I wouldn't necessarily trust them enough, because I like to make sure that my products are, quality before I send them out. Because
I haven't, to be honest, Luke, and I feel really bad saying this, I haven't actually tried any of your products, and I am a real so I like things to function like you. I like things to function well. So I was actually reading your bio, and it said, the first time you realised that you needed something different out in the field was when you had a find to put in your coin pod and you couldn't open it with your gloves on. So, and I'm the same as you. I find that massively frustrating when you keep having to take your gloves off all the time. You just want to put something in, and you cleaned it up. You just want to put something in, and then you're faffing. And some of these coin pods are, well, they're very mass produced. They're not very good.
Well, I think one of my concerns, Donna, is why are they round?
Yeah.
It's like pizzas, right? If you're cooking a pizza, ergonomically, it's better to have a square pizza than a round one.
Can I just say, I make mine to fit the oven tray, so mine are rectangular. And then
makes sense.
You can have like quarters or half in whatever flavours you want. So you can do a multi-flavour pizza.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going off track here. Just quickly, Michael Jarvis, Jelly. Hi, Jelly, if you're in the chat. I saw Jelly last night. Happy, it was her birthday yesterday. Lovely to see you, Jelly.
How's her fundraising,
Jelly,
by the way?
We'll pimp that shortly. I think it's going well. Jelly had a shade for the Deus 2. Do you make that? To be honest, the last shade I had on a detector control box was the Quest Q30, Q60. I haven't had an issue with my Deus with lighting. The biggest thing that I've found with the Deus is the lovely, amazing shaft connectors at an angle that Luke makes. And I think I bought about 4 off you, Luke, haven't I? You gave me one. Oh, I've upset him now. Oh, no. Have you got one there?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to show you. Where my camera's being. These ones.
So
this one? Flat one?
I bought one off eBay off you. Then I bought some more because I've got a few machines. But so Donna, this would work with the Master, wouldn't it, Luke?
Too small.
No, it'll work. So Donna, you got your detector, you got your screen there. How lovely would it be to tilt it? How many degrees, Luke? 30?
Yeah, it's about that.
30 degrees to the left. So you haven't got to go like that. Don't sound a lot, but a lot of that.
I was going to say, do you want the thing is though, because I'm not very tall, I think I'm kind of closer to the screen on my detector. I don't have a problem.
But that is one of Luke's.
I'd love to try one, Luke. I will when I see you. Do you
just buy it, Donna? Go on eBay
and type
it in. It's only like, what is it? 7 quid, 8 quid?
I'd just like to shake his hand, and give him some cash. But yeah,
he's got like 30 degree handshake. Up me duck detects. I need to speak to you, Luke, if possible. I need to get my logo on the coin pod. And one for my mate with Queen Elizabeth I sixpence. So that's the only hammer he ever pulls.
I saw it the other week. He's found a lovely gold coin.
There you go. Get that on the coin pod.
Nice. So, Luke, you do your fines pods. I'm assuming they're fitted out with stuff inside. Yeah. And you do your boxes, and you do a range of cleaning tools, spray bottles, and loads of different kinds of displays. But you do all these bespoke designs as well. So, as in the comment just there, you would, if I wanted you to put a certain logo on something, you would just go, there you go, that's done. I'll send you a picture and it's done. So I'm assuming then that you get requests for bespoke items, do you? How do you go about producing those?
Yeah, so like people send me logos, or sometimes they'll say, I like the idea of an image with this sort of animal on, which looks like this. Can you design me something? So it can be just using their logo or sort of designing something bespoke for them. And then usually I'll program that into my software, into my CAD software, and then I can send them a sort of rendered image of how it would look and say, this is how it would look out.
You're a pretty smart guy if you're doing all of this. Are you charging for that?
For custom designs, then I usually charge like a one-off fee to design it. Once it's designed and I have the file, then it can be replicated. But yeah, there's a small. Do
you ever get asked for one-off things? So somebody will say to you, okay, so you do a coin pod that these kind of dimensions. I could really use one that's like a slightly different dimension. Do you
small one?
Yeah. Do you actually think, oh yeah, I could do that, and then maybe you
just
will go down a new product line? How does that evolve? What's the evolution of your kind of products?
Yeah, so I start. So my standard size coin case is these ones.
Yeah,
that's how they started off, because that's the sort of design that I liked. About that size. But people came to me and said, I'd quite like it a bit smaller. So I'm knocking my camera again. I made a smaller coin case. Hold on a second.
And they're so pretty. The designs are so clean.
I think you need to 3D print a camera mount.
I do.
That's a better thing,
I will get that.
We've just got Mark Anderson coming in saying good evening, and the Dark Knight Detectorist. Jason, you're in as well. I was looking at some pictures of you, Jason, earlier. I'm sat.
Yeah, Donna. I'll leave it. That's a different OnlyFans, isn't a thing we promote on here. You're right, Luke. Luke's having a bit of trouble. Right.
Look at his boxes in the corner, and that is his.
That's all my boxes.
That's his. All his filament up there.
I don't feel so bad.
Luke? Have you got one of your what's it called? Your box pods.
Yeah.
Now that for me is better than a round one. Look! He did it with one hand. That is all that screwing. We all like a bit of screwing, but in the field, when you got dirt and all that in the thread, and that's on your homepage.
I would agree with that. Totally agree with that.
100%. Yeah. That is a really nice.
Thanks, Jason. I like those. I'm going to have to come up with a logo, aren't I? I was threatening to do that last year for a sweatshirt design. I'm going to have to come up with a Lady Martin logo.
So, Luke, you've got your website, which I will put in. I quite like your web address, actually. We'll put it in there.
Swing
here we go.
Big.
Swing, and you've got to be careful how you put this, because you could end up on the wrong side.
If that makes it easier. snddetectorist.com.
So you sell from your website and from your eBay site, do you?
I've got a few items on eBay, but I mainly sell stuff through the website.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing everything in dollars on the website? You've
gone over to the side. I didn't look at the price.
Everything. Are you using Shopify? Yeah, everything's currently showing to me in dollars. I don't quite know why, but is that pounds? Is that me or is that you? Is going on
scroll down to the bottom of the website in the bottom left corner. What's your country and region set as?
Kazakhstan. No, it's but I would have thought default is America. So probably under your settings, you might need to. Okay, so UK. Oh, that's cheap. Oh, that's cheaper. Oh, cool. That's a lot cheaper. Yeah. What's your best-selling product, Luke?
The manticore bumpers. A lot of people like those at the minute, but probably the compartment box that I do, because I think people like the fact that you've got sort of two sides to it.
I like that. I do like that.
They got. Hang on. Have they just show us those again? Have they got foaming top and bottom?
Yeah.
So this is.
See, I'd like one of those, but I'd like one of those with another section inside. So you've got like another clip top inside, so you can put all your buttons in it separately. I've got a feeling that I can guarantee I get 20 buttons off every time I go there. That's so handy to have something that you've got another lid on, so you can keep them separate.
Oh, Philip Wills, have you set your location? Yes, I have now, Philip. Andrew T, he's in Canadian dollars. Andrew T, thank you for subscribing to Treasure Hunting magazine this week. He's in Canada. Yeah, so we send the magazine. Sorry, Luke, big plug here. We Treasure Hunting magazine. We ship all over the world. So if you
can, I just say, Matt Kent, I may do the Suffolk Archaeological Research Foundation launch. It's a whole day of speakers on different subjects. It's June the 5th at Ipswich Corn Exchange. I am just waiting to see what happens in my calendar because I've got a couple of commitments this year. So I'm waiting on some dates for things.
Donna, Matt Kent, are you going to the Suffolk Archaeological Research?
Have you got a
lunch?
It'll be vegetarian, I bet. Yes.
Luke, what metal detector do you use?
The Deus 2.
I was going to ask that because you started off with the Technetics, didn't you? The T2.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you said you will never forget the first hammered you found. So, talk us through that. Talk us through that day. So, what had you found on the lead up to that? What was your best find?
On the lead up to that, what was my best find? Probably a bird. I hadn't found a lot up to that point, to be honest.
How far in were you? How many years in?
It was probably only about 3 months.
Oh, pretty good then, yeah.
Yeah, so it weren't too long. It was the first time I went out for a weekend without my dad, because we'd been going out every weekend before that. And it was the first time it was in the winter. There was snow on the ground when we started the morning. And I was wearing a T-shirt and everyone thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
And I went out and the signal did not sound very good at all. It took me a while to find it. And then when it popped out and I seen it, I was blown away. So I had to call my dad. I had him on the phone. I was like, look at this on the camera on the floor.
And what was it?
Elizabeth Sixpence.
Elizabeth Sixpence, amazing.
Oh, nice.
And did that, so in 3 months in, find a decent hammered, then it gave you a real boost and a drive to go forward. So how long before you swapped out that machine for another one? Where did you go from there?
It was probably about another 3 months after that.
Yeah.
So I got a Deus pretty quick. I like when I start a hobby, I like to sort of start off with something sort of medium range, and if I like it, you may as well just go top of the range, because if you're going to enjoy it, you're going to get there anyway. Yeah. So rather than just sort of gradually building yourself up to the top of the range stuff, I'll just skip all that and just go for the best.
Yeah, so you like me. I didn't have a choice. My first detector was my first proper detector was the Golden Mask, which then had just come out, which was, the dog's bollocks. Everyone thought it was going to go down to about 3 foot. I mean, it does about 18 inches, but it's a heavy machine. And then I bought a secondhand Gold Max, the Gold Max Power. And it's you get spoilt then because you're always at the top end. I'm still after a Seascape. Still after Seascope 6X.
Well, it's funny you should say that because the CSMX 6i, they're
you get
bringing
that
out
wrong every time. Yeah.
bringing out a rechargeable battery around now. So,
Really?
and it's really weird because I've got a Roman site I was on this week, last week, this following week, with some multi-frequency machines, high end, lots of money, and I really want to go over it with the C-scope purely because I still think it can compete. So
Yeah,
we'll
I think
see.
it gives you a different experience. I know when I take my Gold Max out, it gives you a different experience.
Yeah,
So, Luke, do you still have your old detectors then, or have you sort of moved on from?
No,
Sorry,
that over there, still there.
Someone is at my door. I've just got to answer it. Sorry, be back.
Okay, it's just you and me. So, I was going to ask you, Luke, what is, of all the kind of products that you've made then, and people coming to you and asking you, can you design this or can you design that? What is the best product request that you've had where you've gone, oh wow, I can make that, that's going to be a great thing to actually move forward with? The people coming up with new ideas for you?
One that was when I was fairly new into the 3D printing game and starting to do all that. I got a Deus 2 and I went to a dig and there was probably about 15 to 30 Deus 2 machines there.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to someone and they said to me, I'd love to just make mine look a little bit different. And from that, I designed, I call it the Deus 2 nameplate. And it's just a small little sleeve that slips over the bit in between your arm cup and the handle. And I can put your name on there. So it just sort of makes it a little bit different. So I've done loads recently with loads of random names, and there's been some strange names, nicknames, I assume, in all sorts of different colours and different texts as well. So that's probably
that is a cool idea. And also if you're in a place where like you're at a big rally and there's loads of detectors and they're all the same, it's a good way of identifying your own detector, when you've parked at a bench and kind of walked off and left it behind. So what are you currently working on then, Luke?
Well, I've done loads recently. So recently I've found some time to design. I don't normally have time to design new products because they can take time getting the dimensions right, modeling it properly, printing it, testing it. But more recently I've done quite a few new display designs. So I've done like probably not, put on here, like the coin plate design. So like if you stick it on the back of your cabinet and you can sit all your coins there, just a bit of extra space.
That's a really nice thing that is as well. You do quite a few sort of freestanding things. Do you do a lot of wall mounted things where people, so it looks like a picture, but you can put kind of lots of little inserts in it for different objects?
So that's the first sort of wall mounted one I've done.
Yeah.
A lot of the other ones have been more freestanding. I've done like the Roman ones. I'm started to do like these pots that sort of just sit there, so it looks like you've got coins falling out.
Yeah.
So I've done quite a few new display stuff recently. Oh, hello.
What happened, darling?
So the big boys at the park took my skateboard about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So luckily an elderly gentleman found it and dropped it round. So it's all good.
You have watched the show before, haven't you, Luke?
Yes, I've seen it plenty of times.
I always worry for somebody new. I can remember messaging Julian Evan Hart and saying, "Oh, there's this detecting kind of show on YouTube, and you should watch it." It's a bit like Lads. First time I watched it.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit crazy, but I think, bless him, Luke deals with people like that every day.
Did you know about then, Adrian, for the Deus that you put between the arm cup and the controller with your name on it?
Did I know what?
Luke's product is so cool. It's a little sleeve.
The plaque, Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Does it
For
look
me,
good? Do I want one?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, the best thing that Luke has designed for the Deus machine is the control box angled thing. That, for the sake of
that when
six, seven, 8 quid, it's an absolute no brainer. If you've got a Deus machine, get one. If you detect once a week for 3 or 4 hours, it's not a big thing. But like me, I detect a lot, like you, Donna, and that little head swing, it's not a lot, but it's perfect. You don't have to get out the sun or anything. It's very good value, and I highly recommend it. Actually, so much so, I'm going to find it on his website. Metal detecting accessories, XP Deus accessories. So it's here. It's in quite interesting colours. Here we go. So this is the XP Deus clip, right? Just wait for it to load. It doesn't. You can't see it, so it's hard to promote, but it's slightly at an angle.
It's 1250 detector. That's pretty
I had a red one, but Luke, it's a hard thing to explain, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
I'd want a black one or a red one if I was going to get one. I think just to go
Donna,
with colours. Yeah.
Donna, once you got that on your shaft, you'd be in your element. Seriously,
it's like having a shaft extension.
There he goes. Hang on, Luke.
Well. So
Luke,
the main design
shows it. Yeah.
So it is angled. But one of the other things I wanted that was annoying me is when you were holding onto the handle, the remote always hit my hand here. So actually, this sort of lifts it up and away from that handle as well, so it gives you a bit of space.
Yeah,
but
so
Luke,
you don't get that with the Master, but actually, the idea of lifting it up off the handle is quite a good idea. Yeah. And does it? I mean, because I have actually seen people at rallies walk off and their controller has been on the floor. So is it a bit tighter? Does it fix on a bit better than the actual Deus one itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fits on really well. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that do 3D printing, and some of these sort of more standard files are on the internet that you can get for free and download and print yourself. But some of them get real loose here.
Yeah.
And they start to wobble in the shaft a little bit. So these are real tight in there.
You understand how to make a good quality product. And I suppose, I mean, I know a little bit about plastics. So I know
a lot about shafts, don't you?
I know a lot about plastics. I used to work in the plastic industry. But how important is the actual base product that you use, the printing product, in terms of the strength, the tensile strength of the actual
filament
itself?
The filament,
so there's different settings you can use for 3D printing. So like for these, you've got a thing called infill. So it doesn't necessarily print this in solid plastic. The internal bits of this would be like a crisscross pattern or something. And you can make that real tight on the stronger products that you want. So this is like 80% plastic, whereas I could have it as like 30% if I wanted more air inside there. But because this needs to be strong, then it's mostly plastic. So this thing is not going to break.
No,
we got a lot of comments on this. Jim Painting, do you do a left-handed one? Yes, you do, don't you? We've also got Dark Knight to Tetris. Do you do a left-handed one? Asking for my dad. Yes, he does.
Somebody said it has a lanyard. What's Craig Wood talking about?
It does. Yeah. So in the picture on the website, you'll be able to see. I haven't got them on these because they're sort of behind me somewhere over there. These are just printed ready. But yeah, it comes with a little lanyard clip, so you can clip it onto the thing. That's what this little bit there's for.
Anthony Mintz, Lady Martin and your shaft. What are we talking about, Adrian? I've already showed you my screw. Even Andrew T made a comment about that.
Donna.
Yes, Donna.
shortly we've got Adrian's wall.
We have
no prize tonight.
No prizes, but I don't know what it is tonight.
Well, I sent you a bloody email with it on.
You did not?
Yes, I did. Oh God, here we go. So tonight's Adrian Wall is if you know it, you'll know it. If you don't, you don't. Jelly, if you're watching in the chat, I went to Julian Evanhart's Finds evening last night and I got my Finds pouch out, showed it, and 60% of, probably 50% of people went, oh my God, that's old. And then the other 50 went, no. So Nick Berry, if you're watching tonight, you can't win because Nick Berry won last week. He also won a couple of weeks before, and we didn't send him a prize because we forgot because he's such a nice bloke. He didn't argue. So we sent him ABC Coins, which is a book worth 75 quid. So,
it's a
but
nice
tonight,
prize, and Nick deserves it, doesn't he?
yeah. So tonight there is no prize unless no pressure. Someone wants to denote something.
I can.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. There might be a man who's donating a prize.
Oh, can I win?
Luke,
I don't know what it is. Can you
Luke.
WhatsApp me, Adrian, please?
No, look at Luke. Look.
Yeah.
Look at that prize. Tonight, he's donating one of these pods pouches. Oh, top man.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Luke, have they got a lanyard bit on there to tie it onto your shaft or box or something?
They haven't. I mean, I could put one on.
Ground. Chris. Did you find that yet, Chris?
It's only because I would recommend everything I've got, excluding my pants, is on a lanyard. So my pinpointer, my digging tool, my finds pouch thing is on lanyard. So because no, I don't. No, just a little hint, a little loop with the ability to put a carabiner on there. So we'll do it a bit early. We'll do Adrian's Wall. And Luke, am I right? You're kindly going to give away a fine thing?
Yeah, so I'll do two actually. So they can get this and
Luke, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much.
Oh no, we haven't got onto these. We haven't. Oh my God. Oh my God, we haven't got onto these. I don't know what it is.
Can I win? I don't know what it is.
No. No. Now I've got to share this because
you love it, don't you? You've tried that and you love it. Yeah.
So I'm very fortunate. The job I do.
You're just bloody
Treasure
spoiled,
Hunting magazine.
is what it is.
Yeah, I'm spoiled. Yeah. So I struggle and have done for the last 5-6 years to find a finds pod or a pouch, detecting pouch, finds bag that ticks every single bloody box. And this, and where do I start? Right, it's not too big.
You have the shopping bag one. You have the one with everything and the kitchen sink in it, don't you?
Yeah. So I don't know if I can click on here. Right. Oh, it's not gone on there. Right. So you could have a school trip for 10 kids in there, right? If you want to put your driving license, your NCMD certificate or AMDS or FID or whatever, it's all in there. Now, what I don't think, Luke, he's got a small one. I've got the big one. And the big one is comfortable, really comfortable to use. But a couple of things, and I'm not telling you how to suck eggs here. This, how can I get to it? This here, right, is Velcro with a double secure lock. And if you go out in the field detecting, you've got a jacket on, you take it off, rather than faffing about with changing the buckle and all that. This is Velcro, so you just tighten it up. And Luke, I've got to just say, absolutely brilliant. And not only that, he's also got one of.
You
He's
know
got
what
his
is
fine
good
space.
though about the Velcro? Because I know one of my fields has been seeded with lead. I can come off there, no kidding, with 4 pounds of lead in a day. And if you've
Well,
got Velcro, it will fix it where it should be. Whereas my normal kind of clip where you've got the strap that goes through, because of the weight of your fines pouch, it just gradually pulls itself loose. So you're always having to reach
well,
again.
Luke's kept very quiet on this, and I quite admire him for that. But his XL Finds bag at the bottom has got a mesh, and it's a mesh. You wouldn't lose a minim from it. You would lose minim.
A fractional Roman.
Sorry, a fractional Roman. But you lose all your mud. So at the bottom here, there's a mesh bit, and they're just great. The bottle holder is perfect. If you've got a cans of beer, it is better than a bottle of Pepsi. But this thing here, I've had that now. This doesn't do it justice. Oh, actually, this one does.
A spade cover is a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
Especially
so
spade's getting sharper and sharper.
This one here. So I think that's the same digging tool I've got, actually.
Probably that one is.
No, the one I've got is similar, and it's got a pull cord here, and it doesn't matter what size your digging tool. There's a little pull cord there, and it tightens up really well. And I have used that so much. But if you want a testimonial, Luke, I'll give you one here from Treasure Hunting Magazine, because I really rate these. This is, for me, since the McGrafter digging tool came out and composite cleaning pencil, these things will change the hobby. They're comfortable, good quality, and I highly rate them. So
there's a lot of
I keep plugging that, but
for you to say that, it's a credit to Luke, because
I've been through loads. I've been through loads of things, and I'm because I'm quite muscular. Because I'm quite muscular, and
I'm saying nothing.
To the gym, I can adapt it for me. And you don't know it's round you. Actually, that's a good digging quote. You don't know it's round you. But yeah, I highly recommend that. Go over to Relics MD.
Are you sending me this picture?
Of what? Oh shit! I need to tell you what it is.
You're 2 minutes late, mate. And we've got some news after this as well, and we've got to announce who won the prize last week.
Donna.
Yes, darling. What's that, me, darling? This is England calling. England calling. Badger, you seem to have stalled. Badger, get one's finger out of one's buttocks.
Oh, I can't even spell that right.
You don't need to spell it, sweetie.
Have you read it?
Oh, I can see it, yeah.
Right, so we're going to go to Adrian's wall, and I might even try and do an intro.
Okay, D. Mecavadi, number 13 already.
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen.
I've done it. Yes. Right.
Don't give it away.
Tonight is not sponsored by Composite Cleaning Pencil. It's sponsored by the kind guest of our show,
Swing and Dig.
Swing and Dig, and his amazing fines pouches. Right, here we go.
And
go
Stephen
ahead.
Graham said, "Is that his phone ringing?" So Dean Mecavadi said, "Number 13, please."
Oh, I've messed it up tonight.
Have you? Jacqueline Walker said, "Number 19, please." There's a lot of pleases. Thank you for being polite. Craig Wood, 17. Derek Sherwin, 19 and Kevin Allen 12. Stephen Brown says 10. So 19, 12 and 10. Oh, it's going quick. Hold on. 32 from Fireblade. 21 from John Clayton. 22 from Derek Sherwin. Number 2, please, from Pimp My Staff. I've got Clog Clasp, Eye of the Tiger, Mirror, Valve, Steelyard Way, Earwax Scraper, a knife, Socketed Axe. I don't know how you get that. Cat's Eye, Pull Tongue, you got it!
Who the bloody... Oh, well done, Paul Tongue. So, this is a detectorist.
I bet he's found one. I've found one years ago.
This... Now, those who are new to the hobby or newish, that looks quite archaeological, doesn't it? It looks like, I've got a metal nice thing there.
It's got a shiny thing in it, if you're lucky.
So if you go back, look at that looks old. That looks really old. And I found this on a Roman site on Saturday, and straight away I got really excited. And then I was like, oh, something's not right. And my
Andrew
mate
T said he used to dig him out of the road as a kid.
Yeah, we all did. So well done. Who won?
Paul Tongue won.
Paul Tongue. Paul Tongue.
Paul. That was pretty quick as well.
There's no prize.
There's a lag because James Barnes just said cat's eye. We've still got people coming.
But there kindly is a really good prize from Luke.
Yeah.
Swing and dig detectorists.
Matt Kent said aging is due to the road salt corrosion. You wouldn't get that now, Matt, because they hardly ever use it.
Well, bloody do in Essex, Donna.
Not around here, they don't.
I tell you what, I won't take my car out when it's bad. Anyway, that's another story.
The Harleys don't go out in the winter anymore.
Thank Paul Tongue, well done. Luke, thank you for putting.
Thank you, Luke.
I've got all that. Donna. I've got all.
I know.
Well done, Paul Tongue.
All I can do is look on off the shelf.
Paul Tongue, just go to bigdetectingshow.com, our website, bigdetectingshow.com, and go to the Contact Us page, put your details in there. I will forward them on to Luke. So thank you very much, Luke.
While we're on prizes, Luke, are you okay to stay on for a bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, so we had a prize last week, which was, hold on a minute.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
I know.
I've got to get the pictures up.
No, well, I've got the text. So we didn't have many entries, but the entries that we had were really good. So if this sounds familiar, and I've lost it now, so I've got to find it again. It's a bit of a story, and it starts off somewhere on a beach. She says, "Oh, I had it ready there as well. I was messing about with my phone."
Oh, hang on.
So, in response to the competition for the book, this is my best experience, and I will try to send a pic of my best find, which is a hoard of Roman Republican silver now in Bridgnorth Museum, all found with the Explorer XS. It was on holiday in Cornwall around 2004. We were staying on a caravan site at Mother Ivy's Bay. 2 days into our holiday, we decided to go detecting on the beach. It was myself, my wife Katie, and our dog Jake, our beloved Border Collie Spaniel Cross. So we headed off, my Lab Explorer and Black's sand scoop in hand, over a grass meadow bordering the golf course towards Booby's Bay. On arrival, it was full of surfers, so we decided not to detect here, but to have a paddle, dog included, on his long lead. From nowhere came a dog off his lead. We decided to head for the next beach down, Constantine Bay. As we did, the Australian lifeguard came running up to us and said in a very loud and authoritative, demanding manner, "Pick up your dog's mess after he's taken a dump." I can't do it in Australian, I'm sorry. I looked around quickly to see Jake walking by Kate's side and the dog off the lead, souping, doing his business. Now, normally I would have picked it up, as I hate to see dogs mess anywhere, but especially on a beach. However, I was annoyed at the lifeguard's loudness, trying to embarrass us. You know the part in the Inspector Clouseau movie where he asks the newspaper seller, "Does your dog bite?" And he replies, "No, Inspector, pets the dog." The inspector pets the dog only to be ripped to shreds. Inspector says, "You said your dog did not bite." And the paper seller says, "That's not my dog." Well, I did give the lifeguard a poo bag. Anyway, we carried on to Constantine Beach, which was less than... Oh, sorry, I was doing really well there as well. Hang on a minute. Which was less than busy, so we started detecting. Found a few spendables, and halfway down the beach, were joined by the girls and boys of St. Miriam Primary School. They were doing sporty things on the beach, but we were soon spotted and they started asking us questions. After basically telling them how it works to some kids who were genuinely interested, along came the cheeky one who delighted in finding bottle tops and throwing them in our path. As we were near the end of the beach, we gave up and went to buy ice creams with our spendable fines and got Jake a cool drink. 99 is finished. We started to walk back to the caravan site, and just as we neared the lifeguard station, I noticed a young woman in a bikini coming towards us. Talk about Baywatch. Anyway, she asked if that was a metal detector and could we help her. Apparently, she'd been sunbathing with her friend by the lifeguard's hut the previous day. She had lost her keys, engagement ring, and most importantly, her SOS bracelet. She had an allergy to latex and was desperate to find it, as it's an indication to paramedics not to put on their latex gloves. So we marked out the area, and she indicated where she had been sitting, about 10 by 10 paces on dry sand. A few people had gathered to observe, and I started to grid the area. The second signal ran out crisp and clear, so I plunged the sand scoop into the sand and passed the detector over the hole. No signal. I shook the scoop, and hey presto, the bracelet, keys and rings appeared. The young lady wrapped her arms around me and planted a big kiss on my lips. She did the same to Katie and made a fuss of the dog. The Aussie lifeguards shouted, "Good on you, mate," and some of the people watching were clapping. What a great feeling that was, being able to help. Cheers, Mike Jarvis. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for bearing me through that.
I think I've got some other things.
You've got some beautiful pictures of the horde as well.
So Mike Jarvis also found this, which those who are in the hobby would be quite interested in.
Look at that. And that is identical to the horde that's come off my site. Just more. What a superb collection. Be nice to actually have him come on and talk us through that if he wants to come on. That's such. I'm assuming it's been sold, or has he still got it?
Anyway, Luke, have you ever played our Spin the Coil?
Spin the coil?
Oh God!
Oh, no. Here we go. Right. I do apologise, but we have this thing on the show.
It's called Adrian.
We too right. We like to ask you some questions, Luke. So I'm going to start now.
Rallies.
Really? Why is that? But without your stand. That's
I like being with other people, sharing the experience, socializing.
I suppose that goes with your job, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you know what? My I think I said earlier, my daughter's a paramedic, and you guys deal with so much shit. And I don't think the general public realise. We look at you when you see that blue light pulling up. Whenever, God forbid, there's a medical emergency, you're like, "That's it, we're all right now." My daughter went to someone this week who was a robot,
That doesn't surprise me.
It was a robot.
No, she was. I won't even go into detail, but she turned into a robot, and
That's not good.
mental health doesn't exist anymore, as you'll know, Luke. Right. So,
That's all
what have I?
By the way,
Huh?
Matt Kent is
I haven't
just
finished.
confirming. You haven't finished. Matt Kent said they defo don't salt the roads out in the fens much. I remember seeing loads of cars in the drains near Kenny Hill when I used to go pike matches years ago, mainly American servicemen. That's just American servicemen, Matt. They don't do driving very well.
Right, Luke, another one. Hopefully it's one of mine.
You didn't say what you choose, Adrian. You choose alone, wouldn't you, over rallies?
Me, no. Yes and no.
Yeah, I'm half and half.
Luke,
Yes. Yeah.
what type of fish?
I have no idea. It was in Turkey, and we were on a boat trip, and they let you fish over the side with like one of the wind-up fishing lines. So I have no idea. Something out of the ocean.
Was it a big one?
About big. They
Donna,
could
Donna, don't be so uncouth.
I'm sorry, darling. I caught 3 live newts.
So uncouth.
Detecting is not the same as fishing, Anthony Mims.
dog.
Oh, I'm cat.
No, I'm dog.
Your dog, aren't
Have you got a dog, Luke?
I have, yes.
What
What's
is
his
it?
name?
Cockapoo. The name's
Cockapoo.
Lottie.
They're sweet cockapoos. My friend's got a cockapoo. They are sweet
Yeah,
dogs.
she is big.
Yeah, I
Very
don't mind
lazy.
other people's well-behaved dogs. Who does the dog walking, by the way, Luke?
Oh, this would be good. This would be good. This would be good.
Both of us. Oh,
I'm glad you didn't ask me that.
worst drinking incident. There was one time I went out when I was younger, and I got so drunk that I cannot remember the last bit of the night. And I've never experienced it before. I never experienced it again either. Because I was in town. I can remember wandering around and not knowing where to go, and people obviously wouldn't let me in the clubs because I was obviously too drunk. And I can't remember much, but I can remember my mom having to come and pick me up at stupid o'clock in the morning.
How embarrassing.
And when I woke up the next morning, my phone had loads of random numbers as if I'd been trying to dial something and call someone. And then I don't know if you remember, but the last one that was on there was very perfectly 0800 reverse. So someone must have took my phone and done that to call my mom.
Oh, God.
I have no idea how
embarrassing.
or who, but and
Oh.
I was not in a very good state that morning.
But was the first start of the evening fun and it just kind of got out of control? You didn't stop?
I think so. I can't really remember. It was really, really bad, and I would never do it again. But that next morning, I was helping my now wife's dad, so my father-in-law, at his business, and I was too petrified to tell him that I'd got so paralytic the night before that I couldn't help him anymore. So I actually went to help him out in his shop the next day, and I felt awful.
You did it.
it.
You did it. The Alka-Seltzer and a lot of water.
Yes.
Donna, you're not going to ask me about mine, are you?
I can't imagine dying, but you need to tell me immediately.
No, I think we'll move on. Mine involved police helicopters and armed response units, so we'll move on.
We're
that bad.
Yeah, mine was quite bad.
Oh,
I've only really owned a couple.
Sorry, that's metal detector, not like entertainment toy or something.
you're going
A
there.
lawnmower.
It's the days too.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't
Mine-
owned too many, so experience-wise, I've had the Garrett, I've got the Technetics, I've got the Days 2. I've tried the Manticore, but yeah, Days 2 is still my favourite.
How long have you had the Days 2 League?
over 2 years now.
Yeah. See, I've had mine probably about the same, about 2 years.
Luke, what didn't you like about the Manticore?
I don't think it's not that I didn't like it, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I felt like I was probably getting too drawn into the screen, and something the tones just didn't sound as crisp to me. But I think from experience, I've seen that people who've had a Deus 2 and tried the Manticore tend to go back to the Deus 2. But then a lot of people that are Mind Lab and have had the 800 have gone to the Manticore and love the Manticore.
See, I've actually got both.
It's a weird one.
And I'd still go to the Deus 2 because I love the Gold Max. And the Deus 2 is quite like the Gold Max. And I think it's to do with years of experience with a particular machine. And I think there are two, like the cats and dogs situation, I think there are two ballparks. I don't think I think that the Deus 2 is more responsive than my Nox. It is more snappy. It's just a lot more snappy.
The Manticore's got better depth, without a doubt, on the Deus 2. But
that's what a lot of people are saying.
The tones are a bit. We could talk all night. It's like food. It's like food. We all have different. Right, last one. Oh.
Matt, I found my fib on a very lead signal. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depends if you go to the garage or Asda.
Are we talking the single ones or the double ones?
Single.
What are they now? 80p? 90p?
Where do you live?
How much are they?
I've got no idea. I'm sure they're not 80p or 90p. I'm sure I've seen them on offer for like £1.
£1.96.
They're not £1.96. Where? How much are they where you are?
I don't. I just made that up. I don't know. Anyway,
Waitrose has got them on the website for £1.
I was gonna ask.
He's not hanging about, is he?
And they're posher, aren't they, from Waitrose? So before we wind up, can we ask Luke then? Luke, what are you currently working on then? Have you got something new for this season?
These are my new things at the minute. My box pods.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
So,
can you do me one with a button compartment in it that you can shut a lid on inside a lid? That'd be grand.
Yeah, I could do that.
I think that'd be a great idea. Thanks.
So, Luke, I'd like to buy one of those tomorrow, so I can go to your website, but you've also got eBay as well.
I've got some of the stuff on eBay. I've started to put some stuff on there, but I think majority of the time people go to the website.
Well, you don't have to pay any fees, do you? If they're going through your own website, you're not paying eBay fees either. So you will benefit if people come to your actual site. So let's push people towards the Swing and Dig site as opposed to eBay. And Luke, you talked about potentially getting another machine, printing machine, and that kind of maybe taking up too much of your time. But what are your aims for the future? If you could say, okay, I can do anything now. What is it? Where do you want to get to with this?
So I did a couple of events last year, but the main one I did, Detectable, was my first sort of big event that I went to with all my stuff. So this year I'm going to try and go to more of those big events. I've already got Detectable booked in. I've got Digathon booked in. There's a few of those that I'm trying to get on as well. So the
Digathon will be good.
Stuff to go and be at these big events, because just seeing people, and actually a lot of people didn't. I'm still small. I'm not very well known amongst the community yet in comparison. But being these big events, just that exposure and seeing people, and some people come up to me that have bought something, a year ago, and they're like, "Oh, I still use it now. It's brilliant and stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so good to hear and see."
For me, it's durability. That's the thing. Yeah. It's if you have something. I mean, I am kind to my things in the field, and I know a lot of people are not, but it is durability. If something doesn't work for me, I'm not going to have it again. I want to buy it once, and I want it to be nice quality and last. And I will bring my kit home, and I will wipe it down. I will wash it. Like, I will keep it clean and workable. So if it fails, it's not my fault. It's the equipment's fault. So, you know, and they do look nice and sturdy, Luke. I will give you that. So you're gonna be at Digathon. You're gonna be at Detectival. Are you gonna bring quite a lot of stuff with you? You're gonna stock up for that?
Yeah, trying.
Yeah. I'd
Bring
recommend you bring some of those. Adrian, did you see the wall-mounted case that Luke has made?
Yeah, I really like those.
Yeah,
they
I think
look
that'd be nice.
really nice.
I think that with the idea of actually being able to put like a wooden picture frame around it, so you can have it like a picture on the wall, would be awesome. Just slip one over the top of that. You're getting silly now, aren't you?
Yeah,
brilliant. James Barnes said, on a manor site today, massive interference, could not figure it out. The laird then informed me he had auto lawnmower installed with a frequency buried barrier. Thought the detector was buggered. James, when I first used my Equinox 800, I didn't realise that I couldn't use it with my phone in my pocket. You always get ready to sign off. It's a complete idiot.
I'm off. Luke, do you remember Emu? Do you remember Emu?
Too young.
No.
Do you remember Emu? No. Okay.
I'm only 33.
So,
he's half your age, Adrian. He's only 33.
Yeah. Emu was, Jimmy Savile, Gary Glitter,
No,
all
he
that.
doesn't.
He was in that era, but
like when your mum and dad were kids, he's talking about them.
Because it wasn't him, it was Emu. He might. I mean, oh my God, Emu's.
Luke, what year were you born?
91.
91. There you go. Now.
I'm just thinking, Donna. You know, like Jimmy Savile and all the wrong uns got done for touching kids. Do you think Rod Hull touched them? But he said it wasn't him, it was Emu.
Oh, without a doubt. They all touched each other.
Oh, God. I've just...
Yeah, I know.
My Emu is really dirty.
Oh, shush.
Matt... Sorry.
We're supposed to be talking about detectives. Right, can I tell you about Book of the Week, please? So, I got heads up on a book this week. It's called Brooches in the Late Iron Age and Roman Britain, and it's by somebody called D.F. McCreth. So if anyone has been looking for Hat, which is the guide to Roman brooches, they're getting upwards of about 300 quid now. This book, Brooches in the Late Iron Age and Roman Britain by D.F. McCreth, MacKreth, is half price on Amazon at the moment. So it should be, I think it's 79 quid. It's £36.50. I'm getting a copy, so I'll review it and tell you what it's like. But if you fancy buying that, do that. Shane found a stunning Iron Age bull's head bucket mount this week. Donna, Lady M, her ArkMD Mag article on field walking, thanks to Derek Gibbon, will be exhibited as part of an archaeological class exhibition at Newquay Museum, which I'm really happy to help with that, Derek. And please do get in touch if you want some extra pictures to put up of field walking in operation. And then this cracked me right up. Detectorist Ron Walters sold... Oh, no, it's not this one. Where is it? Oh, BBC News. Roman dodecahedron replica removed from eBay after a complaint from the original finder of the object. Richard Parker from the Norton and Disney History and Archaeology Group, who discovered the dodecahedron in 2023, claimed the site of an American seller with his images. eBay accepted
that's ridiculous.
I know. eBay accepted the complaint, citing respective intellectual property owners' rights had been breached. The replica was advertised at $260, and the seller admitted fault and apologised. Mr. Parker stated the fact that no one had sought permission to use his photographs to make the replica. He said to be, which is said to be, was really galling. So you can tell what kind of a person he was. But yeah, the dodecahedron, if anyone knows what that is or can remember what it looks like, one of only 33 discovered in this country, and their use remains a mystery. My mate's got a theory on those, you know. Am I getting an echo?
No, a dodecahedron.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried because Matt Kent's got a poltergeist in his house, and I think I might know who it is.
Do you think you might know who Matt's? How do you know who Matt's poltergeist is?
Because
TC's missing.
We have a gentleman in the house, Gareth Howard, and he knows a lot about poltergeists and lofts. Anyway, Luke, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. And I hope that people will visit your website, look at your products, especially your finds.
Are your products? I'm genuinely delighted to have met you and had a chat with you, Luke.
Yeah, he's a lovely bloke, and thank you everyone tonight.
He's a very nice young man.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we wish Dave the best of luck for getting better. We do.
Speedy recovery, Dave.
Knowing Dave.
To Michael Jarvis and also Paul Tongue.
Paul, I've got your details, and I'll forward it on to Luke, and everyone have a fantastic weekend. Because
Major has just said Luke's products look great.
Yeah, they are.
There you go.
And if you're out this weekend, be safe, keep hydrated, especially in the south, and find some good finds.
It's going to be sunny.
Good evening and goodbye from Luke, Donna, and me. Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. I've got to press the button.